It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the running back coach for Averett football team, Jesse Santiago. How are you doing today?
Doing good, Brandon. Thanks for having me on tonight.
Can you talk about your coaching experience?
Yeah, so I started coaching last year, came in as a graduate assistant, graduated from Emory Henry College, and had the opportunity to come here and start my coaching career. Started off as the defensive backs coach here. It was a great experience last year. Learned a lot on the defensive side of the ball. Played offense for most of my career, but I've played both sides of the ball throughout my life, so I had a pretty good idea, of what to expect on the defensive side of the ball, and everything like that. So that was a great experience for me last year, and obviously this year now I'm the running backs coach, and everything's with COVID, it's a little wishy-washy here and there, but so far it's been great. So
what do you plan to accomplish as being the running back coach this coming year?
So my biggest goal personally, we lost a good amount of running backs last year that were seniors. It was a great room last year, a lot of talent that left. So my goal this year is to try to motivate and get a lot of these guys, to that status that we had last year. A lot of these guys I'm working with didn't have a lot of playing experience, but I do have a lot of talent in my room coming up this year. So I'm very excited for that opportunity. So yeah, I think my main goal is just, getting the most out of my guys, living them up to their potential, off the field as well, on and off the field in the classroom, just helping them be the best person they can be. And that's the biggest goal, for me.
What was your experience like coaching the defensive side of the ball?
So like I mentioned earlier, I played defensive back throughout high school, and I played actually a little bit of defensive back in college. I was mostly a wide receiver, but I did play both sides of the ball. But it was a great experience, I think me playing wide receiver in college actually helped me, on the defensive side of the ball, just knowing, wide receivers' tendencies and, different plays and routes that the offense runs. I think that portion of it helped me as a defensive backs coach to kind of, break down kind of what they were going to do and their tendencies and things like that. So, but yeah, it was a great experience and I learned a lot, and, I'm grateful I had that opportunity.
Can you talk about your playing career at Emory Henry College?
Yes, sir. It was great, man. It was the best 4 years of my life. I had some great coaches there. I was coached under Kurt Newsom, great guy, father figure in my life, still to this day. It was a small campus, family atmosphere. I met some of my closest friends that I'll talk to, for the rest of my life. And it was a great experience. We never won a conference championship. We were close. But, to me, that wasn't really all that mattered, looking back on it. The friendships I made, the experiences I made, and the coaches I met in the process was worth it to me. So, it really molded me into who I am today.
Can you talk about the recruitment process and what's it like switching over from the defense to offensive side of the ball, going after players?
Right. So it's really not different. So, even last year when I was the defensive backs coach, I still had the same areas that I recruit. So I mostly recruit Virginia Beach, Tidewater region. So my goal is to still try to get the best players out of those regions. So, it helps now. Like if I'm the running backs coach and I'm recruiting a running back, I can relate to that kid more, but I'm still trying to get the best players, from that area. So, it's pretty much the same process recruiting wise for me. Just trying to get the best players we can get.
Do you see it's going to be more easier being a running back coach going after like high school players when you have more like exposure at your hand?
Yeah, I think it could help. I think it really helps that I know a lot of the coaches from from the Tidewater region, and I don't necessarily think me being a running backs coach will help me recruit guys more. I think just me, being who I am and just being a genuine, recruiter that tells the truth and tries to build relationships with these high school guys and you know. I think that in itself, lands recruits. I don't think my position title or anything like that necessarily dictates if we will, get those recruits or not. So, but yeah, I think, me being on the offensive side of the ball, I can relate a little bit more to those offensive guys. So, yeah, but overall, the recruiting process is great. I think that's one of my strengths in this profession. So, I'm always looking forward to the recruiting side.
What do you look forward to when you get out on the recruiting field looking for special players like, for example, Omar Hampton from Cleveland?
Right. I think the biggest thing, talent obviously is the big thing we look for, but just being coachable. These kids have to be coachable. They have to be respectful. Their grades have to be good as well. We necessarily don't want to bring in a lot of guys that, are talented, but, don't want to take coaching, don't want to do the little things off the field, stuff like that. So we try to look for guys with character for our program. And, we think that will fit our model and fit our standards here at Averett University.
Can you talk about the official visit and what that process is like at Averett?
Yeah, so our official visit, we bring guys up. They're welcome to bring their families and anyone they want. And, we take them over here to the field house in the stadium. We give them a tour of the stadium. We'll give them some jerseys they can try on and pants they can try on, just to get a feel of how the field house runs, what we do. We'll take them to the main campus. So Averett has two separate campuses. So we'll show them both sides. We'll walk them through the classrooms, all the facilities, stuff, things like that. And, we'll sit down and talk ball with them. We'll draw up, concepts of what we do on offense and defense, just to see, how they are football IQ wise, just to see if they can relate to how we play. So just little things like that. We might go feed them lunch, just sit down and, chalk it up for an hour or two, just to get to know them. So it's a pretty genuine, fun visit when we bring guys up.
What is the official visit like on game day?
Okay, yeah. So game day is it's similar to a normal visit, but obviously we have a game. They check in, a couple hours before kickoff, and us coaches will walk up. We keep them in the president's suite. We'll walk up there, introduce ourselves, and we invite them down to the sideline to watch our warm-ups and everything like that. They'll have an assigned section to sit and watch the game and everything like that. So, our biggest thing with game day visits is, just to let them have a great experience of what we do on game day and, just for them to, decide if we're a place they really want to, be at and if they could see them at our institution for 4 years. And a lot of the times we accomplish that.
What do you look forward to accomplishing in your running back as you're a running back coach this coming year?
I just want to be successful with those guys. I want to have their grade, make sure their grades are right. Make sure I can, get them graduated. Obviously, I think that's the most important. I'm a big believer in off the field accomplishments, but yeah, obviously I do want to win games. I want to mentor these kids. I want to teach them, everything and help them be the best player they can be. Obviously, an all conference running back, I'd love to have a couple all-conference running backs and everything like that, and just make the playoffs and be successful. So, but yeah, it's more than football to me when it comes to that kind of stuff, and yeah, that's basically what I strive for.
What advice would you give upcoming high school players looking to get recruited to the next level?
I think a big thing is get your film. Get your film out there and get your film looked at by as many people as you can. And obviously good film comes from great preparation in the weight room, good diet, schoolwork. A lot of these guys, they might have all the talent in the world, but they have under a 2.5 or a 2.0, and they may not be getting the looks that they think they should be getting. Academics is a huge necessity for getting recruited. And a lot of kids, are getting better with understanding that. But yeah, just a mixture of, getting their film out, academics, and, just preparing your body for the upcoming season so you can perform to a high standard.
What advice would you give upcoming football coaches looking to get into college football?
For college football coaching, or?
Yes.
So the biggest thing I would say is, if you're a college player interested in going into coaching after your playing days, definitely go into an internship or some type of volunteering in coaching, or it doesn't matter where. If you can internship at your school or university, that's awesome. And just try to apply to as many, graduate programs, graduate assistant football positions that you can find online. Footballscoop.com does a great job of having available positions on their website. That's a great tool that I look at almost every day just to see, what's going on in the football world. But, that's a great tool. So yeah, just internships and, just doing your research, seeing what's out there.
Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
So yeah, if you search my first and last name on Twitter, I should, come up. It's Coach J Averett, Coach_J_Averett. And my Instagram is also that. So yeah, I do a lot of my recruiting on Twitter. Twitter's a big recruiting source in today's high school world. That's where a lot of the high school kids post their, highlights and everything like that. So yeah, I'm on Twitter a lot. So
can you talk real quick about how important it is for players to interact with coaches on Twitter to send out highlight films and stuff?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I know I get a lot of messages from recruits, presenting their huddle film, their statistics, their height and weight. I don't think that's a bad way to do it. A lot of kids nowadays are doing that, but yeah, I think obviously these kids need to watch what they say on social media. A lot of the times, slight little things that they say, they don't really think about the consequences of it. I've seen kids, using cuss words, things like that. It's almost like an interview. You don't want people seeing that, coaches seeing that. You got to present yourself in a way that coaches will want to have you on their team. So yeah, so just being respectful on Twitter, and sending your highlights out to a university you would like to go to is worth a shot. A lot of kids have reached out to me individually and sent me their highlight film, and I ended up watching it and liking it and continued, having a relationship with them and keeping in contact with them. So, Twitter can have a lot of positive uses, but some kids definitely violate some of that stuff on there. But yeah, Twitter's a great source for that.
Thank you, Jesse Santiago, for your interview, and best of luck in your process of being the running back coach.
Thank you so much.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at @talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Jesse, for your interview.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.